All right, everybody. Good late afternoon or early evening for some of you. We have the first practice report of the week for both the Seahawks and the Eagles now. Obviously, everything gets pushed back a day because of the game being on Monday night. That also means we don't yet have a ton of clarity on who we're going to have. The first practice report of the week is always going to be it's going to be a lot worse than it will probably end up being by the time the game actually starts. So, nevertheless, let's take a look here. I have the report from Greg Bell on X, and he's got actually both teams here. So, let's start with the Seahawks. They're the team that has the more substantial injury report as of right now. And again, I don't think it's time to really panic about anything yet. But there is quite a bit of talent sitting on the sideline for the Seahawks as of right now. So let's start with the 5 DNPs. We've got Jamal Adams, did not participate in practice. He's been on and off the injury report all year. He usually plays. But some people have been wondering when some kind of repercussions for his actions on and off the field might come. And I do wonder if him not practicing this week is some kind of prelude to him not playing this week. We won't know until Monday, I don't think. We haven't heard anything from the team yet. I assume that if they were planning on just straight up benching him, they would have said something by now. But I do wonder if maybe this is leading towards him getting at least a game off because the last 2 games in particular he's been bad, and I think we all know about the stuff that's happening off the field as well that isn't really being addressed by the team in any public form. But as of right now, he's not participating in practice. That's the most we can say. Jordan Brooks did not participate in practice. I think this is just kind of a day off situation. He played on Sunday, so I would expect him to play on Monday. I know he's not 100% right now, but honestly, I do think he was a pretty effective player on Sunday, so we need him out there. And I do think he is ultimately part of the best possible Seahawks team at the moment. Not that that's saying a ton because this team has some real problems at the moment. But yeah, Jordan Brooks did not practice. Nick Bellore did not practice. He's a very much a veteran player at this point. Makes sense that he would not be practicing every single day. And if he doesn't play, it's not a big loss. So there isn't a lot to say there. He's probably just getting a little bit of time off because he is old. And again, I don't even really know what he's bringing to the table that we couldn't get out of somebody else immediately if he were to miss a game. So it's whatever. The big one is Devin Witherspoon, and Pete Carroll said a couple days ago that he expects Witherspoon to play on Monday, but as of right now, he did not participate. He's got a hip injury, and Pete Carroll both at the same time he called the injury legitimate, and then said at the same time we expect him to play on Monday, which is usually not how he operates. When he says something is legit, that means the player misses time. But as of the moment, there's reason to be optimistic that he will play on Monday, but not practicing yet. And finally, Jason Peters, but not injury related. There's I don't know what's going on there. It doesn't really matter to me, but hopefully we don't need him. Hopefully Jason Peters can just sit on the bench because he's old and he deserves it and he needs it. And hopefully Abe Lucas is able to play the whole game, and so is Anthony Bradford, and Peters gets to just sit and watch. And those are your DNPs, so that's a pretty substantial piece of the defense right there. Adams, Brooks, Witherspoon. I mean, I know this defense is playing miserably right now, but those guys, well, maybe not Adams anymore, but Brooks and Witherspoon are definitely part of the solution as of right now, I think. Okay, now we've got some limited participation players. Obviously, if you're limited on the first practice report of the week, you're probably fine, but you could go in the wrong direction as the week goes on. So limited, we've got Anthony Bradford. He's got a knee injury. Really wish he could just get to the point where he's a full go and he's not even listed on these reports. I want to see what he can do when he's just 100% good to go, because I do think he is the future at right guard, and I'm excited for that. And he hasn't been too bad this year. He's been a flawed player, but that's to be expected when you're a rookie with very little experience from even college. But Anthony Bradford, I know he's been playing through stuff all year, and I wish it would go away. At this point, it's probably not going to go away until the offseason. So the good news is it seems like he's going to at least be able to play. Also limited was D. Eskridge. He's kind of a guy who you never know. Like every day, things shift randomly. It feels like every day with Eskridge, you're just hitting the random number generator button. And if it's even, he plays. And if it's odd, he doesn't, or something like that. And while normally I would say if you're limited on the first practice report, you're probably going to be fine by the game day, with Eskridge, it truly feels like you just don't know. So I'm not even going to try to guess there. Obviously, the way we've been using him when he is healthy, I would like him to be out there. We've seen that he actually is an effective part of this team when he's called on. Which I know is such a small sample size, it doesn't really seem like it's meaningful. But Eskridge, he's doing some stuff that is positive for this team. Geno Smith limited, which, hey, that's definitely good news. Headed in the right direction. Carroll said that he feels great and is considered day to day. So if the game was tonight, he probably wouldn't play. But it sounds like he's going to play on Monday night. So that's great news. If this team wants to win, I do think, and I'll talk more about this tonight, I'll talk more about this later, there's an opportunity to win this game because of the way Philly's playing right now. But that win definitely involves Geno Smith being in there and being able to play at his best, which I mean, there's a difference between just playing and actually playing effectively. But Geno Smith is a definitely part of any potential Seahawks upset on Monday night. So great news there. Trey Brown, limited with a heel. That's great news. He didn't practice last week, so the fact that he's practicing on Thursday this week tells me he's probably going to be okay. We're going to have to see where it goes tomorrow, but as of right now, looking very promising. And again, like, Trey Brown is one of the unsung heroes of this defense. I know it's weird to talk up anybody on this defense right now because they're so bad, but there are definitely some babies in this bathwater. And Trey Brown, I do believe, is one of them. He's been really good overall this year. And if he's out there, we're all the better for it. No doubt in my mind. Leonard Williams, limited participation. He's an older veteran. Nothing really there, I think. He should be ready to go by game day. Same with Jarran Reed. These are older players. These are players who are getting days off from practice every week pretty much. Getting time off of practice consistently. That just makes sense. Both these guys carry a heavy load for our team. And it's good to hear that they're both at least somewhat practicing early in the week. So that's it for the limited participants. Most of these guys should be good to go for game day. Now, full participants, if you're full go on the first day of practice, you're probably going to be good to go for the game. But we got 3 knee injuries listed here. We got Abe Lucas. At this point, he's about as close to 100% as he's going to be this year. I don't think he's going to get any better than this. He's probably going to be dealing with a knee injury all the rest of the season, but if he's a full participant, you got to believe he's close to 100%. Same with Evan Brown, now dealing with a knee injury, which is new. I thought it was a finger injury before. So one thing after another with Evan Brown. Obviously, his season's kind of gone in a bad direction here, but I do. I am aware that him being 100% healthy is better than him not being 100% healthy as long as he's going to play. I don't know if I want him to be playing anymore, but I know he's going to continue to do so until he can't, because that's the way this team operates. And Artie Burns, also a full participant with a knee injury. Hopefully we don't need him, but with the way things are going with some of these cornerbacks, we may. So good news there. Okay. Philadelphia, their injury report is pretty short. They have 3 guys who didn't participate. Zach Cunningham, who is an important part of that defense that is not even playing well right now either with a knee injury. You got Darius Slay, a very important part of that defense, didn't participate with a knee, but both those guys are veterans. It doesn't really mean anything that they're not practicing on the first practice report of the week. So I wouldn't count on them not playing or anything like that. And then you've got Cam Jurgens, guard, pectoral, again. Not as much of a veteran as Cunningham or Slay, but you're still talking about a guy who is clearly probably not in any danger of missing this game yet. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow before we really say that. So Cunningham, Jurgens, and Slade did not participate, and then they have one guy limited. It's Reed Blankenship, who's been one of their key players on defense again with a concussion. Normally, I'd say limited participation on Thursday means he's probably fine, but the nature of a concussion You don't know. You don't know. You're going to need a little bit of time to figure that out. So Reed Blankenship, definitely reason to be concerned about his availability. So that's a pretty decent chunk of their good players on defense. I know their defense is awful, but again, there is such a thing as a good player on a bad defense. And that's it for the injury report so far. It's the first of the week. It doesn't necessarily tell us a ton yet, but it's always good to go over and understand where we are. So, yeah, 5 guys out, 6 guys limited, 3 guys full, and then Philly's got this pretty short 3 out, 1 limited. I'm going to be streaming with the Hawks Nest in a little bit here later tonight near the end of the miserable Thursday night football game. Hope to see you guys there. We're going to try to figure this out. We're going to talk about the upcoming Philly game. Hope that everybody comes to watch. We'll see you guys later. Go Hawks, and see you soon.